So I'm going to show you how to jig up ZMAX jigs as well as NLBNs. So we got these bad boys as well. I'm going to show you how to jig them up, how to put the jig heads on, pretty much how to make that hook stay on there and make sure you get a fish. I got two different brands, both have different jig heads, so stay tuned, check it out. Alrighty, so I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and jig up a NLBN and a ZMAN on two different jig heads. So NLBN has their own jig heads. It's these guys. These guys are pretty good, man. They hold on to the jig actually pretty freaking well. They have this screw top in there that just allows it to really just twist up onto the jig and hold it pretty firmly. Now, ZMANs, they do okay, I would say. They're not too bad, but it does seem to kind of come apart a little bit right here. Sometimes if you get it really good on there first try, it will hold pretty well, but not always. Most of the time it's kind of just shredding it apart. But I'm going to show you how to rig these up. So this is the NLBN. What do they call this? I know Z-Man calls them Slim Shadies, but I guess these are just 3-inch paddle tails. They don't really have a name, so I guess just white, and then a jig head. So what you want to do first is obviously measure it up. That way you don't overshoot it. And quick little symbol, pretty much for almost anything. Make sure the brand is matching. So you see the little NLBN on there? That is showing you kind of which way it's supposed to be facing up. So that little paddle tail is supposed to be down in the water. That way it gives it that swimming motion when you're dragging it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and first measure it up. So we're sitting about right there, I would say, you know. So I'm going to go ahead and ever so slightly put it as close as I can into the middle of it. So I'm going to push right through, and I'm going to just gently work my way towards the top of its body. So once I get to the perfect little placement here, I'm going to push up and come up right into him. So it'll kind of look like this. Might have went a little too short, but that's fine because I'm going to be screwing him all the way up. So maybe his hook might just sit out just a tiny bit, but so far that's what you get. So main step is obviously make sure you have enough room to screw them on up, because these screws are going to prevent you from, one, losing it, and two, being able to get it tightly all the way up. So kind of the way that I was shown and how I do it with these NLBNs is kind of start twisting now and push up just slightly as you go. You know, they're pretty slimy, so sometimes they're kind of hard to get on, but pinching helps, and then you give it a nice turn. Pinch from the back and turn. Also, you want to make sure that you loop this guy around the hook. If you don't do that, what's going to happen is you're going to shred this to absolute smithereens. You're not going to be able to use it anymore. So again, pushing while I twist. Give it a good twist again. And then again, once more, we're going to go ahead and flip it again over, that way we don't mess up our paddle. So now since we're flipped, give it a nice tight spin again. I think maybe one more round. That's normally what happens. I gotta do it at least like 3 times. So we're gonna go one more. We're so close. He's almost there. So we'll go One more after this. Flip them around. Push in and spin. Push in and spin. Make sure he's sitting nice and pretty. And there we have it. Our jig head through. Now I could have came back just a little bit more, hide that hook a little bit better, you know, but that's fine. She'll swim, she'll paddle. Let's go see if we can catch something with this guy. Now the next one we got is our ZMAX. This little bad boy. So he comes with his own jig head as well. These guys work the best for it. We're gonna go ahead and hook him through as well. These you don't have to twist, so if that seems like a better idea to you, then by all means go for it, but these do not have to twist. I will say it makes it a little bit easier to get it off when you're kind of fishing around. Maybe you get stuck in a stick or some mangroves, but same concept. You're gonna go right through the front. Same concept. So you're gonna take your hook, put him right through the mouth. You're gonna push him all the way up. Make sure to take your measurement too. You want to measure. Make sure that you get your hook far enough in there before you start going up, or you're gonna end up with a jig that has a big old hook on its back, almost kind of like my last one did. But if it swims, it's a fish. If it looks like a fish, swims like a fish, it's a fish. So this part right here, where you see it kind of looks like a little worm on a hook, what you're going to want to do is push it as far as you can up to this eye. As far as you can up to the eye. If you don't do that, what's going to happen is it's going to get hooked before, and it's going to give you the hardest time trying to get it past that. So in one good big motion, we're going to try to push this guy all the way up as far as we can. Pinch the two sides nice and tight too. And these have vertical ones. So because they're vertical, you want to make sure that you pinch the tops of them. So pinch the sides to get it on. That way you can really squeeze it all the way up there. And then pinch it by the top. So it's a little bit of a two-hand motion. But if you can do it just right, you'll have yourself a real pretty jig. Let's see if I got it. I just want to try to make it act like it's swallowing the eye. That's pretty damn good right there. Let's see if I can get it to pinch in there. Now, just to be double sure, what I like to do is also take it by the top, pinch it on down until I can pretty much feel it in my fingers, and just give it a nice little tug. That way it really hooks into there. And just like that, we have ourselves another jig to go. So again, this was the ZMAX mood ring color. We're gonna try to see if we can catch some big ums out there with it. Kind of makes it look a little pregnant too. Look at that.